Look closely at the hands. The rapid movements blur, snapping a scrambled cube into a perfect solved state in a fraction of a second. Before it starts spinning, the physical object is remarkably simple. 6 flat faces, 54 colored plastic squares. The moment you make a single twist, those 54 squares open up exactly 43,252,374,489,856,000 possible combinations, over 43 quintillion. Lined up end to end, that chain would stretch from Earth to the Sun and back over 250 million times. That is the scale of the chaos. Yet humans routinely navigate it, unscrambling the puzzle in under 3 seconds. To understand how a human brain can tame a system that large, we have to look at why this object actually exists, because it was never intended to be a puzzle. The year is 1974. We are in Budapest, Hungary, deep behind the Iron Curtain and highly isolated from the Western world. Living in this environment was Ernő Rubik. He was an architecture professor, and he was struggling to teach his students how to visualize three-dimensional space. Rubik wanted to build a physical model to demonstrate geometric shifts. He needed a structure where individual blocks could twist and move completely independently, without the entire shape falling apart in your hands. This 3D schematic reveals his solution. He attached 26 external edge and corner pieces to a fixed 6-sided central core. The centerpieces dictate the colors, while the rest freely rotate around them on a hidden axis. After months of building, he painted the faces and twisted the prototype, and then he realized he couldn't get the colors back. It took him an entire month to figure out how to escape his own creation. Rubik had engineered a physical manifestation of geometric chaos, a puzzle that took its own creator over a month to untangle. He called it the Magic Cube. By 1977, test batches hit toy shops in Budapest and became a local sensation. But exporting a product out of a strictly regulated communist economy required outside intervention. That intervention arrived at the 1979 Nuremberg Toy Fair in Germany. A businessman named Tom Kramer spotted the prototype, picked it up, and recognized its commercial potential. Kramer brokered a deal with the Ideal Toy Company in the United States. They renamed it the Rubik's Cube, launching it internationally in 1980. The market response was explosive. Within 2 years, over 100 million authorized cubes were sold worldwide, alongside an estimated 50 million unauthorized imitations. To promote his invention, Ernő Rubik took his very first airplane ride. He flew to the capitalist West, stepping directly from communist Hungary into the dense, commercialized streets of New York City. The success followed him. By 1982, over 50 books had been published just to explain how to solve the puzzle. It had become a global race to restore order to a tangible problem, but a compulsion to solve it is very different from actually knowing how. What makes this specific puzzle so relentlessly gripping comes down to the underlying mathematics. When mathematicians examined the cube at an international congress in 1978, they saw a physical model for group theory, abstract algebra studying symmetry and transformations. Academics began mapping out all 43 quintillion states. Their goal was to find the absolute minimum number of steps to return the cube to its solved state, regardless of where you start. Look at this node map visualizing those calculations. It took 35 CPU years to process all those states. Finally, supercomputers found the answer. They called it God's number, proving any Rubik's Cube can always be solved in 20 moves or fewer. God's number proves that while the cube generates billions of combinations, its chaos is strictly and permanently bounded. Supercomputers can map out the shortest path, but humans are driven to execute those mathematical algorithms as fast as physically possible. This drive led to the first International Rubik's Cube World Championship, held right back in Budapest in 1982. The winner was Min Tai, a 16-year-old student from Los Angeles. He conquered the cube, setting the human record at 22.95 seconds. Today, speedcubers memorize advanced algorithms, allowing them to process the puzzle through pure muscle memory. They routinely break the 3-second barrier. A puzzle containing more combinations than there are grains of sand on Earth is physically conquered in the time it takes to draw a single breath. The Rubik's Cube stands as a testament to the power of logic. It proves that a system with 43 quintillion combinations, no matter how chaotic it appears, can always be brought back to order.